सतनाम श्री वाहेगुरु साहिब जीओ। गुरपुरा मेरी राख लई अमृत नाम हृदय मह दीनो। जन्म जन्म की मैल गई गुरपुरा मेरी राख लई अमृत नाम हृदय मह दीनो। जन्म जन्म की मैल गई कहा करे कोई बेचारा प्रभ मेरे का बड़ प्रताप। सिमर 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 सुख पाया चरण कमल रख मन माही। ताकि शरण पर्यो नानक दास जाते ऊपर को नाही। ज्ञान ध्यान किच कर्म न जाना सार न जाना तेरी। सब ते वड्डा साते गुर नानक जिन कल राखी मेरी। सब ते वड्डा सतगुर नानक जिन कल राखी मेरी। धन धन सतगुरु श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी महाराज जी दी जो बैठी साध संगत जीओ। कृपा करो असीसां बख्शो आग्या बख्शो। जिहड़ी चलदी हुई लड़ीवार श्री गुरु गोबिंद सिंह जी महाराज जी के 52 हुक्मां की कथा चल रही है उसके आगे वास्ते आपकी असीसां बख्शनियां कि अज गुरु साहब जी कृपा करे आप सिर ते हाथ रख के कथा लै लवे सेवा। आओ जी कृपा करके हाथ जोड़ के शीश निभा के गुरु साहब जी अगे फतेह की सांझ करनी करो जी कृपा। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। So with the Guru's blessings, Maharaj's blessings, every week we come together to learn about the 52 Hukams, the 52 Hukams that Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj gave us. So while Maharaj was in the Tardi of Nandir in Sri Hazur Sahib in South India, Maharaj gave to the Sikh nation, to all of us, to the brotherhood, 52 Hukams, or 52 commandments might be a loose translation of the word. And each of these 52 Hukams the Guru had given us for us to instill into our lives and our lifestyles in order for us to be the very image of the Guru themselves. And every week with the Guru's blessings, as most of the Sanghas know, we go through one of these Hukamname every single week, every Sunday. Just something which I started personally because it is 550 years of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji's Avtar Purab this year. Before we start the Katha of the Hukamname, we start with the Sakhi. I've started whenever the Meri Bari on the I just start with the Sakhi of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, which I think is worthy to share with the Sangat. So, before we start the Hukamname's Katha, I just want to share a small Sakhi for Guru Nanak Dev Ji's Jeevan from their life. And it's a simple, very short Sakhi, which every single one of us today, we can take something away from. Take something, tie something to your waist or to your cup or to your t-shirt or palla they say, and take that home with you and keep that with you. So jo aaj di Sakhi Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj was travelling around the world, travelling at all of Asia as we know it at the moment. Guru Maharaj turns up on lands, say lands like the Hui Jahaz, they get or gay. It's worthy of a point to make at the moment. If you look at the images of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, if you look at the photos of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, they often show a fairly well-fed individual. But if you think about Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, they walked thousands of miles literally to walk from Punjab, from Lahore to all the way to South India, to Bengal, to Sri Lanka. So the only ship they took was to Sri Lanka. Everywhere else they walked. So now at this moment they're in Bengal. They come to a share in Bengal, they come to a village. Maharaj then goes outside that village and sees the local congregation and all dekh ke And they all look at Maharaj and they say straight away, Le, ek kya aa gaya? So what they started doing, while Maharaj has come to the doorstep of the village, to the very gate of the village, they start throwing stones at Maharaj. Maharaj patthar set de ya, kehn dekh lo kehna Baba aa gaya, dekh lo ke apne aap ko ki samjhda ya. They're throwing stones at Maharaj. Bhai Mardana ji looks at Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj and says, you know, I think it's a good time to run now. But before running or before you're walking away, Maharaj says to the Sangat there, to that bend, to that village, कि तुसी सदा वसदे रहो. May you forever be put in one place. In one sense, Maharaj is giving them a blessing. Another Maharaj gives them a vada, you know, may you forever be permanent, may you residence in that place, may you forever be settled in that place. In one way, people think that's a blessing. It's a Maharaj ek sisaya. Again, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Bhai Mardana Ji, again, they went to the next village. Maharaj is sat outside that village, like they would often, in a secluded area. And Maharaj then sits there, does a jongara. Bhai Mardana Ji takes out of the bar, they start doing kirtan. And what happens in this village? The local Pend Nivasi, Nagar Nivasi, वो सारे बाहर आ जाते बैठ दो, and देखते Guru Nanak Dev Ji, they see Maharaj's chant on their face. And then Matha Dev Maharaj, they sit and listen to Maharaj's bhajan, they listen to the kirtan. And before Maharaj left that bend, they said to them, "Tusi ujjar jao. May you forever be displaced. Thonu koi tikana na mile. Tusi ithon to uthon tak pahunch jayenge, but thonu ithe koi vasse na raho. May you never forever be forever in this place." Guru Nanak Dev Ji leaves that bend as well. Bhai Mardana Ji looks at Guru Nanak Dev Ji and says, "Maharaj, तुसी की करदा जेडी साडी सेवा करदे आ, those who serve us, you wish them bad. You said may you forever be displaced. But those who are throwing stones at us, Maharaj, तुसी उन्हां नु बचन करदे आ कि हे पिंड नगर वासियो, तुसी सदा टिके रहो." Where is understanding in this? And this is what Maharaj is, but this is what today's 52 Hukam is about. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says to Bhai Mardana, it was a blessing. Why? Because that community, that village, are like a diseased individual. Wherever they go, they spread that disease of negativity, of disease of everything, anything, mental, emotional, jo bhi hove, they spread that disease. But the bend which we said, may you forever be displaced, those are like chandan, those are like sandalwood. Wherever they go, they spread the fragrance of sandalwood, the musk, the scent of sandalwood. Wherever they go, they spread the goodness. Wherever they go, they spread the love and positivity and a mannerism or intention to help one another, to lift each other up. And that's why the bhajan to the good village, the people who actually came to Sankirtan Katha, ke bhai, forever you should always be displaced and keep spreading your wing, keep spreading that love. And I often think about it, dekhya jave, as a Sikh community, just dekhya, you can go around the world, you can Marathi jao, Hong Kong chal, Japan chal jo, you're pretty much you always going to see a Sabha or Sikh Bibi, because literally we have taken Maharaj's words in different ways and we have spread around the world. Even in such a small religion as a faith we are, our wings are spread out so worldwide. You see, Canada to leke, England to Slough to leke, Toronto tak, New York tak, langar lag rahe. New Zealand, when we travelled a little bit, went to some random place in New Zealand, there were these massive Punjabi communities, Sikh communities who get together. The most random places in the world. And that's Maharaj's blessings right there. So, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says, Ki Vasde Raho, to the bad men, may you forever be stayed kept in one place. Does it Tegero? Maharaj says to the good men, the good people, does it Ujjar Jao, spread yourself out. In the same way, Maharaj's 52 Hukam Name of Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, today's Hukam Nama is the 27th Hukam Nama. And the Hukam Nama is Sutantar Vicharna. So linking back to that Sakhi, the Hukam Nama means Sutantar Vicharna. Vicharna means to reside, to go out and about, to do your thing. Sutantar means be independent, be unique, be yourself. So Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says, the 27th Hukam Nama, we're doing 2 Hukam Namas today. So 27th Hukam Nama, Guru Gobind Singh Ji says to the Sikh Sri Nandir Sahib, Sri Hazur Sahib, ke Sutantar Rehna, Sutantar Vicharna, that you need to be independent and reside independently. There is various meanings of this. We can think of this as a political, as a demographic, as a geo kind of land base, as a nation. We can think about it as a community wherever we are, and we can think about it as an individual. On the bigger scale is actually be Sutantar, being an independent nation, which we were for various years of the Sikh nation, but currently are not. On a micro level, on our own individual level, Sutantar Vicharna would be to be independent, impartial, uninfluenced by the various powers of society and the various pressures of society. When you think about Guru Nanak Dev Ji as an individual, even though they were the Rupa Guru, they were the ultimate jot of Paramatma, Vaheguru. But if you think about Guru Nanak Dev Ji, that they were always independent. No matter where they went, no matter what they did, ਉਹ ਸਦਾ ਹੀ ਸੁਤੰਤਰ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ। ਉਹਨਾਂ 'ਚ ਕੋਈ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਸੀ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੋਈ ਧਰਮ ਦਾ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਧਰਮ ਦਾ ਬਲੀਫ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਸੁਪਰਸਟੀਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਮ ਕਾਂਡਾ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਿਆ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਤੇ। ਉਹ ਸਦਾ ਹੀ ਸੁਤੰਤਰ ਰਹੇ। So if you look at ਜਦੋਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ 8-9 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਉਮਰ ਸੀ, and as they would in the Brahmin culture, they tie a janeu to your sari, they tie a tagga. You see kind of devout Hindus and Brahmins, they have a tagga around their body, which they see as a cultural religious ceremony. And the oldest son of a Brahmin family wear a tagga. But when it came to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, at the age of 8 years old, they renounced that tagga at that age. At that age, they were uninfluenced by the pressures of society, uninfluenced by the pressures of their cultural religious deeds or from Brahmin family. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji writes in Gurbani, they say to Pandit Hardayal Ji, who was a kind of family Pandit, family priest, they say to him, कि दया कपाह संतोख सूद जगदंडी सतवाट. That if you want to tie a tagga on me, tie a metaphorical tagga on me, tie one which is daya kapah santog sood. The tagga should be compassion. Santog sood. The thread, what the tagga is made out of, should be contentment. Jagadandi sadavata. And the knot you tie should be modesty and truth, the twist. So Maharaj then used a metaphor and explains to Pandit Hardayal Ji, Bhai, Pandit Ji, this tagga means nothing wearing around my body. In fact, Guru Nanak Dev Ji goes further and says actually कि नानक तक न तो टई जे तक हुए जोर कि होए पुराना सुटिए पी कर पाइए होर कि what's the point of wearing this tagga when it's old we throw away upon a new one. In actual fact, Maharaj, they say to Pandit Hardayal Ji, give me a tagga that will never break. That's a tagga that's worth wearing. That's what they say to Pandit Hardayal Ji when they were trying to influence them. Throughout Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Jivan, and we said this before from this stage, Jithe bhi Maharaj went, they came to save us and to teach us, to challenge society, to challenge the way things are run. That's what exactly what Guru Nanak Dev Ji made. But if we look at it as a community, to be independent is to have our own rights within the community, to work together to ensure the safety of the Sikh nation. It's sad to see just yesterday, it came on the news that one of the Punjabi Sikh officers in Texas was shot dead. And that's happening around us, all around Brexit, Trump's power, whatever excuse you want to give. But it's important at times like these we have strong community networks and support systems where we're supporting one another, keeping each other and the wider society safe as well. Because in reality, that could be any single one of us, that could be any of our fathers or mothers or daughters or sisters. And it's important, as the Sikh nation, let's say in Slough is growing, we have the strong independent bodies which can then stand up for our rights, be it in schools or workplaces. But let's go back to the micro level. I really think it's important because I'm a big believer that Guru Nanak Dev Ji was pushing for social change wherever they went. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji said in Gurbani कि आपन हथी आपना आपे ही काज सवारी है. With your own two hands, आपन हथी, with your own hands, आपना आपे ही काज सवारी है. Resolve your affairs, sort out your affairs with your own two hands. And essentially, Maharaj is saying is be independently. Be independent financially. You shouldn't be a burden. You should be under no pressure from someone for your own finances. Be independent. Work hard. Earn your money. I'm not saying a 13-year-old lad starts going for a job if they can. Great. But when you get to a certain age where you need to be financially independent and secure yourself. Maharaj says in Gurbani, keep on that bandi apan hati apan ape hi kaaj sawari hai. You do not live in anybody else's pressure. That being, if you look at how many Punjabi Sikh and how long we've been in the UK, I was reading a report by one of the I can't remember where it was from. And they're talking about communities who have bought their own houses. And as Punjabis, we love being independent financially. We don't live on rent. We like buying our own place. It's the first aspirational thing we do. And the Guru will always push that. Okay, sort your own affairs out. Be independent. So, Sutantar also can mean to be unique. So be unique in your ways. And we often think, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj gave us as Sikh, as the brotherhood, a niara, a unique tongue, a way of being, of looking. And at times it's difficult to accept that, it's difficult to be that. When you're out and about in the workplaces, schools, it's hard to stand out. But really, with the Guru's blessings on our head, we need to embrace that. We need to embrace that Sutantar, that uniqueness about us. And once we embrace that, people not only accept it, they'll come to love that as well. So, when Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj seized the head in Chandni Chowk, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji was beheaded. A Sikh called Bhai Jetha Ji broke Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's cease. They took the head from Chandni Chowk, Lahore, and they brought that cease all the way to Anandpur Sahib in Punjab. Through rain, through everything, they walked and they ran with that head in a bastar. With respect, they took that cease to Guru Gobind Singh Ji in Anandpur Sahib. When Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj saw Bhai Jetha Ji, they said to Bhai Jetha Ji, because at this time, there were various sects of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, but there was nothing binding the sect together. At this time, there were lots of believers in Guru Nanak Dev Ji's name, in Guru Nanak Dev Ji's way of thinking, but there's nothing binding them together. When Bhai Jetha Ji brought the head of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, he asked Bhai Jetha Ji, Bhai Jetha Ji writes this in Sri Guru Katha, his own historical granth. They asked Bhai Jetha Ji, was there no other sect around at this time? Or they talk about this incident of taking Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's cease in their own book. They asked Bhai Jetha Ji, was there no other sect around when Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji was beheaded? Bhai Jetha Ji said, had the Bathere see the loads of sect there, but purshaan nahi si. I never knew who was a believer in Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. I never knew who was there to watch the commotion. I never knew who was the support of the Mughal emperors. Hone si, there must have been, but mainu ko purshaan nahi si. I couldn't recognise them. And at that point, Guru Gobind Singh Ji replied, saying, "Ki main idhar da khalsa banana hai, that I'm going to make such a community of people that they, amongst thousands and hundreds of thousands, they stand out. Lakhan di ginti ch main udhar da Sikh banana hai कि वो जिथे भी उत्थे भी पहचान जाती है कि देख दौड़ता है गुरु का सिख, देख दौड़ता कि दाढ़ी है, दस्तार बन्नी है, ये कोई सिख होना है, ये कोई धर्मी बंदा होना है." And that was Guru Gobind Singh Ji's budget from there. That was their intentions. From there onwards is to create a brotherhood of people, to unify the Sikh nation, the believers of Guru Nanak Dev Ji's name, to unify them through the Khande Bahal, through the Amrit, through the Bata. So, as a faith, there are so many unique things about our faith. We saw what Sutantar Vicharna, to be unique, to be independent. And I often think, we've done interfaith bits and bobs in the past, you go to a place of worship. And I think to myself, why do I come to the Gurdwara? What is unique about coming to the Gurdwara Sahib? Apart from the various other bits and bobs, ke langar milda hai, prashad milda hai, path chal raha hai, sukh milda hai, ke shanti hai, mind. But why do we come to the Gurdwara? If you ask someone from Islam, they say we go to the mosque to pray. You go to the Catholic church, they say we go to celebrate Mass, to take Holy Communion. You go to the Hindu community, they say we go there to do matha take to various idols and to partake in worship. So I think to myself, why do we go to the Gurdwara? Ki ye bhi chalda bagri che, path bhi chalda hai, langar bhi chalda hai, par Guru Ghar jaan da ki mahatma hai? But ultimately, it's only one real reason that we come to, why you should come to Gurdwara, is to see our Guru. Guru Ghar aun da ki matlab hai ki Guru de darshan karne. Guru to kuch sikh ke learn something and take it away. क्योंकि जे देखा जाए सारी जगत के धर्म स्थान बथेरे हैं, लॉज ऑफ धार्मिक स्थान, पर एक सिख धर्म है कि आप मानते हैं कि साडा गुरु जो जिंदा है. We talk about Prophet Muhammad in the past tense, we talk about Jesus Christ in the past tense, but हजे भी we talk about the Guru in the present tense कि साडा गुरु हजे हैगा या आप गुरु के दर्शन करने वास्ते जाना है. We can come to Gurdwara to behold the sight of the Guru and to take something away from the Guru's message. Jithe duje dharma, we're looking at the uniqueness of the Sikh faith, within the next 2 minutes, then we'll move on. Look at different faiths. People fast in their faith. There's a season of fasting in most faiths. But there's no such concept of fasting within the Sikh dharm. Sago ਸਾਡੇ ਧਰਮ 'ਚ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਖਿਲਾਓ, ਕੋਈ ਭੁੱਖਾ ਨਾ ਰਹੇ, ਲੰਗਰ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਆ. In our faith, there's no concept of fasting. Maharaj said, "Chhode ann, kare pakhand, na sohaga, na rand." The people who are fasting, they're just acting up and playing up. There's nothing to it. Gurdwara tells us. Instead, Maharaj feed people, feed the poor. Other people serve. Loki sare seva karde ya. You go to the streets of Slough, there's loads of people serving the homeless. But ਸਾਡੇ ਧਰਮ 'ਚ ਕੀ ਖਿਆਲ ਹੈ, ਸਾਡੇ ਧਰਮ 'ਚ ਕੀ ਖਾਸ ਹੈ ਕਿ not only do we serve, people serve with the intention of building good karma. ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਜ ਕੁਝ ਚੰਗਾ ਕਰੂੰਗਾ ਫਿਰ ਮੇਰਾ ਵੀ ਕੁਝ ਬਣ ਜਾਊਗਾ. That's the way of thinking in society. If I do something good today, tomorrow something good will happen to me. But Guru Sahib says no. ਇੱਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੇਵਾ ਹੁੰਦੀ. To do seva, you serve selflessly. ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹ ਆ ਕਿ ਅੱਗੇ ਕੁਝ ਮੰਗਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ, ਅੱਗੇ ਕੁਝ ਰੱਖਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆ ਕੀਮਤ ਕੁਝ ਮਿਲੇ. ਇਹ ਸੇਵਾ ਦਾ ਭਾਵ ਆ. ਸਾਰੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. Everyone will serve. But within the Sikh faith, serving is unique because we do it selflessly. So you look at so many ways the Sikh dharm is unique. But Maharaj is how Guru Sahib created us to be Sutantar, to be independent and to be unique. It's our Katha, it's our weaknesses. We have failed in many regards to be independent as a nation and to be Sutantar, unique, to remain, to keep our uniqueness intact and to spread that. So Bhai also asked me actually to do the Katha of the 28th Hukam as well. So that's the 27th one done. And when 5-6 minutes रह गए, तो जो 28वां हुक्मनामा गुरु गोबिंद सिंह जी दा वो भी कर लिए, कथा कर लिए. The 28th हुक्मनामा that Guru Gobind Singh ji gives us, the 27th was to remain independent, and the 28th is Raajniti, parhni. Raajniti Vicharna. Now Raajniti means politics, diplomacy, to be diplomatic. Parhni to means to read, to understand, to contemplate. Now some of us would think, Sikhi, politics, nahi main to Sikhiyan, Sikhi doesn't get involved in politics or political bande. Especially when we look at in this generation, when we got, good old Boris Johnson and Trump, and you think, how on earth could there be any benefit of reading anything and become Prime Minister or President of the country when you look at the two examples we have? But that's precisely why the Guru tells us. That's why Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਅਕਾਲ ਤਖਤ ਰਚਾਇਆ, when they created the ਅਕਾਲ ਤਖਤ, there was pressure from Guru Teg Bahadur, Guru Gobind Singh Ji's time. There's pressure from the Mughal emperor ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਸ਼ਸਤਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਧਾਰ ਰੱਖਦਾ. You can't keep a horse, you can't keep a kirpan. There could be no throne higher than Delhi's throne because he was emperor. At that point, to show the Sutantar, to be independent, Guru Gobind Singh Ji created Sri Akal Takht Sahib. ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਇੱਟਾਂ ਹਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਪਈਆਂ ਆ. And we can still see in Sri Akal Takht Sahib, when you go to Akal Takht Sahib, you do namaskar, behind the Tadi Singhs, you see a glass shisha, I don't know, glass ਦੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਉੱਥੇ, and you can see the ਇੱਟਾਂ, you can see the bricks of the original Takht of Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. And they put that Takht there. Why? Here, Sikho, you need to be independent. But Sikho, you also need to be leading yourselves. You need to be standing out and making political and social change. If you think about it, Maharaj created media, they created a social and a spiritual aspect of a Sikh. And why the reason is that Maharaj says that Raajniti Parhni is because simply Maharaj says that look, if you don't, we're going to end up with more Trumps in this world, or we're going to end up with more Boris Johnsons in this world. People who are not there to make positive change, but Chodar de Bukhe, they're hungry for a seat. All the look here, and imagine someone with a true dharmic intention there, might be from a different faith. They could make a serious positive change and definitely get us out of this Brexit joke that's going on at the moment. So, Martin Raajniti Parhni, I tell you, my beti kara, to enforce this, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, actually Paonta Sahib, we would say that they were Kavi Darbars. They were Vidwan scholars who gather at Paonta Sahib. And what would happen there is people would come there, bring their text and their work to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. And Maharaj, being a scholar themselves, would give approval to these texts.
There's an ancient text called Raajniti, right? And that text is from, in nowadays, kind of older Indian history. So it's a Sanskrit text from around the 3rd century. The chief advisor to the king then, during the Gupta Empire in what is now India, he wrote this, and his name is Janak, and the text is called Niti. Niti means kind of diplomacy, kind of politics. And Maharaj had such value on a text like that, and they wanted all of their Sikhs to be aware of diplomacy, or how to be diplomatic within this workplace, within our day-to-day engagements with people, to have a positive society. Okay, Maharaj asked Kavi Senapat, he's a poet in Guru Sahib's Darbar, they asked Kavi Senapat to translate that text from Sanskrit to understandable text of Punjabi Pasha. Kavi Senapat ਉਹ ਲਿਖਾਰੀ ਆ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ Sri Guru Sobha Granth ਲਿਖੀ 1708 ਚ. Kavi Senapat is the same author who wrote the Granth, which is the closest in age to Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, called Sri Guru Sobha, the greatness of the Guru. That text is still available from bookshops, etc. now. ਉਹ Kavi Senapat ਆ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੈਨਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਵੀ ਸਾਦੇ ਆ. They asked Bhai Sena Singh to translate Janak Niti into Punjabi, so we as a community could benefit from it. On ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡੇਰਿਆਂ 'ਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੇ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਖੋਜ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿਦਵਾਨ ਸੱਜਣ ਆ, ਸੁਸਾਇਟੀਆਂ 'ਚ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਲੱਗੇ ਆ, ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਦਾ ਆਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਆ, the arm normal Sikh has no understanding, has no intention of ever understanding this. Even though back in 200, 300 years ago, this was a day of text in houses, people would openly talk about this on Guru Ka stages and stuff. And I just before we end, I'm going to give you two panktiyan for Janak Niti. So it's about how to essentially run a society, but how to be diplomatic within daily engagements. What is good for society, what is good for us as individuals. So it's a translation of that text. And this is what Kavi Senapat writes. He goes, Alis jhoot ko purk hit, atam kati kur, mad jua prahar rat, sato tajo rahadur. Kavi Senapat writes, Janak in the 3rd century writes this, and he translates this. And he says there's 7 characteristics to stay away from if we want to be successful. What are those? Alis jhoot ko purk hit. The first 3. Alis is laziness. ਝੂਠ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਪੰਕਤੀ ਬਥੇਰੀਆਂ ਮਿਲਦੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਬੈਕ ਤੇ ਸਾਬਿਤ ਨਾ ਸੋਚੋ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਲਿਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਉਲਟੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਪਰੇ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਸੀ ਹਾਲ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸੁਲਤਾਨ ਨਿੰਦਰਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਬਥੇਰੀਆਂ ਬਾਣੀਆਂ ਪੰਕਤੀਆਂ ਮਿਲਦੀਆਂ ਜੋ reinforce this message. So ਆਲਸ ਝੂਠ ਕੋ ਪੁਰਖ ਹਿਤ ਕਵੀ ਸੈਨਾਪਤ ਲਿਖਦੇ ਨੇ ਚਨਾਕ ਨੀਤੀ 'ਚ ਕਿ ਆਲਸ laziness ਝੂਠ lying ਕੋ ਪੁਰਖ ਹਿਤ the love for someone who is a fool, loving someone who is a fool. Atmakati kur, killing your soul, i.e. suicide in one way, but also actions that kill your soul. Kati kur, mad jua, prahar rat, sato tajo rahadur. The next few are mad, sharab, jua, gambling, prahar rat, having an intention of harming someone or hurting someone. Sato tajo rahadur is sato chija tajo, abandon. Rahadur, stay away from them. Kavi Senapat ji likhte in their translation. And you think about when we say you don't want to get involved in politics, we don't want to be drivers of social change. We look at some of the prime ministers and presidents of the world. They are literally prahar rata. They literally have the intention of harming other people. And they carry on saying that there are also people to stay away from. And they go ko hird, ko mitr, ko bharja. तजो को देश को राज को संबंध को देख के दूर इन होते पाज कि Kavi Senapat says that these are the people now. Those are characteristics. These are people to stay away from. Ko hird, negative people. Ko hird, and the translation is har waqt bura chahne wala. The one jo har ek vele wants bad on people, has a negative influence, a negative aura. Stay away from them. Ko mitra, a bad friend. We should be teaching our kids this. We should be telling us in our homes, this is how we should be. This is what we should be teaching our children. Ko mitra, a bad friend. Ko parja, a bad spouse or a bad opposite gender influence. Tajo ko desh ko raaj, a bad place, a bad leader. Ko sanbandh ko dekh ke dur in hote paaj. As soon as we see one of these, to bhaj jao. This is Kavi Senapat ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਸੋਭਾ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਵੀ ਲਿਖੀ 1708 'ਤੇ ਵੀ, and then ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਹੁਕਮ 'ਤੇ ਵੀ ਚਨਾਕਾ ਰਾਜਨੀਤੀ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਭਾਸ਼ਾ 'ਚ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ to translate it in. So ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਦੋਨੇ ਬਚਨ ਕਿ ਸੁਤੰਤਰ ਰਹਿਣਾ 27th ਬਚਨ ਅਤੇ 28th ਬਚਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕਿ ਰਾਜਨੀਤੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਨੀ, ਇਹ ਦੋਨੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਬਚਨ ਹਰੇਕ ਸਿੱਖ ਦੇ ਟੁਕਦੇ ਆ। ਇਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਟੇਜਾਂ ਤੇ ਬਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ, for every single one of us, so we can have a better society and a better place in this planet. ਭੁੱਲਾ ਚੁੱਕ ਲਿਖੇਵਾ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਮਾਫੀ ਮੰਗਦਾ, ਥੋੜਾ 1-2 ਮਿੰਟ ਅੱਗੇ ਲੇਟ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ। ਭੁੱਲਾ ਚੁੱਕ ਲਿਖੇਵਾ may we take the Guru's message and I'll leave you with the last words Guru Nanak Dev Ji ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸਾਖੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਆ ਕਿ when they went to that bad ਪਿੰਡ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਤੂੰ ਭਾਈ ਵਸਦੇ ਰਹੋ, ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਉਹ ਪਿੰਡ ਤੇ ਗਏ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਆ, ਚੰਗਾ ਭਲਾਈ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੂੰ ਬਚਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉੱਜੜ ਜਾਓ, may you forever spread out। ਇਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਸਿਧਾਂਤ ਆ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਸਿੱਖੋ, let's make social change in our houses and the wider society to benefit us all। ਭੁੱਲਾ ਚੁੱਕਾ ਲਿਖੇਵਾ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।